Okay. That's alright. Wait. 1 minute. Okay. Now we're right. Started. Hello. Hi. Look, it's hot. I'm boiling myself here. It's in Funkel. Hello, matey. How you doing? And the general's in the house, and Big Chat, and NHL fan, and Mad Cat, and Pretzel. No, wait, that's the fucking music player. I'm okay. Hot as bollocks at the minute. It really is. Now, today's going to be very much a fingers crossed stream, right? It's a fingers crossed stream. Hashtag, oh fuck, I hope everything doesn't go balls up, right? Excuse my French. Don't excuse my French, I don't give a shit. What we're doing today is, right, I've had a couple of PMs, right? No, not Prime Ministers. Yeah, good luck with that one, Britain. I've had a few PMs, or DMs as the cool kids call it. Fucking PM, DM, whatever the hell, messages, right? Asking about asking about how I do my photography, alright? Now, I put a lot of stuff up on Instagram, right? I put generally generally a post per day or a post every second day on Instagram, and I throw some on Twitter and of course on my Facebook page as well. I've already like asking about like, you know, my photographs are finished off. They're like, how do you do that? Like, is it a lot of Photoshop? And I'm like, and yes, lots of Photoshop. Yes, each photograph takes me 6.5 hours. Does it, fuck? No, it doesn't. When you're photographing minis, a lot of folks say it's really, really hard to do. It's not. It's super not. It's really, really, really simple, and it's janky, and it's quick, and it's cheap as chips. You do not need Photoshop. All right, let me put that out there. All of what I'm going to say today is my own opinion. If you have a different opinion, rock on at your bad self, grab a beer and some lube. Everyone has their own way of doing things. This is how I do my photographs. Now, most of you, I think, have seen my photographs on Instagram and Facebook and wherever, all over social media. I do it the quickest, easiest bastarding way I can, right? Because it takes time, and I have no time these days, right? For example, let me just bring up one here to have you can have a look, all right? Let me just go to that one. Right, so here, for example, this one here, okay, I know it's way a bit off screen and stuff, but tough shit, right? That's when I did the thief. Stop moving, you asshat. Right, that's when I did the thief, okay? So simple, so easy, all right? That's what we're gonna be looking at doing, how I do my photographs, right? That's what we're gonna be looking at today. I'll show you what programs and stuff I use. I use essentially 2 programs. I do not use Photoshop. I use a phone or an iPad, depending which, where's my bot gone? I've lost my bot. Now, fingers flipping crossed, production value and everything's gonna be okay today. I got a couple of PMs, folk asking me how I did it, and I was like, bugger, I'll do it on stream. It's much easier to kind of, rather than typing a big bloody essay, that's my typing, not jazz hands. This is jazz hands, this is typing, okay? This is it, you know. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to run you through how I do these photographs, from taking them to post-production, and it really is as simple as anything. It takes a little bit of time, of course it does. It's not immediate, but that said, the main thing is actually not so much the length of time, but more the ease. Is it easy to do? It is easy to do, all right? It really, really is easy to do. Now, I'll try and keep up with chat as we go along. Let me jump over to mainstream. I'll have my headphones off for this. That's not what we're supposed to be on. Damn it, wrong one. Wait, go. That's what I'm looking for. Hello, hi, there we go. This is fun. Oh, I'm gonna do this way too much. So, it's getting dizzy now. That was a stupid idea. Okay, so, this is part of my workspace, all right? This is, you normally see, you're down, right? This is what you normally see, all right? I'm on reserve, I'm on like reduced paints and stuff at the minute. So I'm gonna just move this so we can focus more on here, like that, right? I'm showing this because we're gonna be doing the photographs first. Ed, yeah, Chet, we're doing a donation goal for me eventually and finally actually getting a freaking airbrush. I spent so much on primers and shit, like on rattle cans. I love my rattle cans, but when I go back to Ireland, I have to bin absolutely. This is like serious. There's 3 Jans. It's 3 Jans, man. So yeah, yeah. So damn it. Right. So yes, no, it's not new. Oh, I'm having so much fun with this. Too much fun. Hello, doggy. All right, I'm gonna make people sick, aren't I? The reason I've moved the camera over from its normal mini down position because I want to show you how I set up to do my photographs, right? Light boxes and the like, they're great, they're smashing, they're fancy. I've got 2. I very rarely use them. I really very rarely use them anymore because it's set up, right? I want something I can set up in 2 minutes, snap the photographs, get them into my, export them onto my computer. I'll show you how I do that as well. It drives Mrs. Jan crazy. Sorry, General. I think it was a side view. Yeah, it was because it was my laptop I think I was using. So we're gonna start with doing the photographs. I'm gonna have my headphones out actually because I need to move around. The reason I've got the camera over here rather than up on top in the gooseneck is because I'm gonna show you how we set up. Right. First of all, a couple of things. I'm gonna switch to that just so I can actually not freak myself out. Couple of things. First of all, light boxes are great. They're very, very useful. If you're thinking of spending money, you need to spend a little bit of money really. Backdrop is more important than light box. Again, everything I say today is my opinion. Everybody has a different way of doing things. If you want a super like real professional photographer's take on how to do photographs of a mini, Pixie Lou is who you talk to. Pixie Lou is a professional photographer, right? She's pro. That type of pro comments. She'll have like a professional take on it. This will probably make her cry a lot because I'll like do shit. She's like, what the fuck? This is cheap. This is janky. This is janky. Just thought of that. Oh yeah. So number 1, photo box is good. Backdrops are more important. If you've got $20 and you're like, actually, good luck getting a photo box for $20. Making your own photo boxes, it's a pain in the dick. I did it before, don't do it. Honest to God, like, there's loads of videos on YouTube and they go, make your own photo box, it's just as good. No, it's not, it's a pain in the balls. Fuck that shit, right? If you're tossed up between getting some nice backdrops and getting a photo box, backdrops, more important, right? You need minimum 2 lights, all right? If you've only 1 light, even from top down, it casts too many shadows, all right? C, 3, whichever we're using. Try not to zoom. Try not to zoom. Get closer to the mini rather than always zooming. The more you zoom, the less quality you get, all right? Try not to zoom. You have to zoom a little bit. It's just the nature of the beast. Unless you're using a proper camera. Now, I do actually have a proper camera. I have my old, it's so old I can't actually use it for streaming. That's my main camera, right? That's my baby, right? That's my EOS 50D, right? It's an old one, so it doesn't have video function, so I can't use it for streaming. I wish I could, right? That's the camera I normally use if I'm doing really good photography. This takes ages to set up, right? I gotta get locked up on a tripod, I've gotta get shit together, I gotta check my settings and everything like that. It takes a while, right? So, we're not gonna be using this beauty today, all right? We're gonna do it much quicker, okay? Now, I'm presuming most folk have got, if not an iPad, then we'll have a phone, all right? Now I use iOS, the principles are exactly the same. My brush rack, that one? Yeah, I've got a lot of brushes. I've got more brushes than that. Those are just like, this is the one Rainer painted for me, from Stowfuse, which I keep my general purpose brushes, my Korean sables, sable by Arso. And then I've got, these are all my good brushes from large going down to minis. I have a lot of brushes. Some of them are in better condition than others. Yeah, this is the one you gifted to me, Big Chef. This is the one you gifted to me. You've not seen it. I'll take this out without knocking shit everywhere. Let me have it down there. Really bloody good. Right, here we go. Thankful. So this is the one that Rainer 72 painted for me. Got my baby doll on it, and then on the side, and then very carefully. This is very carefully. We've got my JanuineVision, which is backwards because cameras, and magic. I'm gonna put that back carefully so I don't knock everything over. Okay, now, so production value, is on a precipice today. Hopefully this is all going to go okay. I think we're okay for that. Right. First things first, let's get set up. What do I use? I use bull clips. I use a piece of plastic card. Right? Makes a lovely noise. Okay, good. Right. What do we do? We need backdrops. Now I got mine from Hangar 18. They're not cheap. They're very nice. They're an investment. Let's call them that. Right. I got 3. They're $15 each. So they're not exactly cheap. You can use pretty much anything. Some people just use what do the Americans call it? Construction paper. You know, heavy duty paper. That works fine. Make your backdrop should not be too confusing. As plain as possible with a little bit of pattern is good. Right. GW and stuff, when you want to send photographs to them, they want them on a white background. The reason for that is because they turn them into PNGs, right? PNGs is when you got transparent backgrounds, right? So they can put in backdrops to it. So they want it in white, pure white, right? I don't like photographing against pure white because it's too stark. I like having a darker background. It suits my style of painting as well. Some folks like to have a really, a much brighter background because it makes the menu pop out. It doesn't pop out for me. It just makes me kind of go, right? I like a darker one, right? So what are we going to use? I've got 2 here. One I use as my kind of, you can see here what I paint on, right? And I've got 2 others. I've got this one, just fuck off over there, will you? We've got this one here, right? It's good to have a couple of backdrops if you can, right? Because different minis have different palettes. So first thing you want to do is decide what backdrop you use. Now today we're going to be photographing Mountain Man, okay? Which is in silhouette now. How handy that is, right? So first thing, hold it up to your backdrop and go right. Okay. Another one. Let's see like which one you prefer. Now for the Mountain Man, I think we are going to go with this one. Okay, this one. He's a dark mini, so he does get a little bit of law. Now the colors in this one actually really suit him. We've got the reds, goes against the green. He has some reds. I glazed in some reds to him in which case. This does go well palette-wise, but this goes better scenic-wise. Okay, so this is the one we're going to be using today. So let's put the other one away very carefully. Guys, I'll try and catch any questions as I see them, but I'm going to be doing a lot of, what we're stuff. Now, as I say, that's basically that's pretty much your only expenditure so far, right? You have lights, your mini painters, you have lights already. You do not need special lights. I've got 2 angle poises. You can see them here, which have got a diffuser hood on it. You got it? All right, I've got 2 of these bad boys. I fucking hate them. I need to be buying new lights, which I will be hopefully getting as part of the... let's see if I can do this right. Yes! Look at that! Look at that production! As part of the donation, I am getting new lights because I can't bring these back to Ireland. They're too bulky and I don't like them anyway. But for photography, freaking myself out. They do really well. Okay, no, let's not stand up. So far, what have we spent? We've spent a little bit of money on backdrop. All right, put you back up there, buddy. Now, why the plastic card? Well, I'm glad you asked that. Plastic card. Which way up do I want this? Plastic card is because here's where we get super art attacky. Bull clips. We call these bull clips. I don't know what the fuck we call them. Okay, bull clips. In America, you probably call them something else like nipple clamps. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, bull clips. Why the plastic card? Very simple. See my brush rack? Yeah, brush rack? Check out this bad. Now this is where the production value may suddenly fucking flop. A little bit because that's too high. So I just put that down and lock it in behind the brush rack. Boom. Motherfucking genius, right? I've got a nice backdrop. You want to pull it out slightly, right? So you get the gradient, okay? Like that. I take a little bit of the old blue tack. Actually, I'm going to use a little box. Very often I will use a little box. Do I have a little box? Don't even fucking say that. Yes, little box. Why a little box, I hear you ask? I'm glad you asked that. That's a little bit too big. I want a smaller box. Scott, you got a box? There we go. Right. Perfect, right? Little shitty box.
What's
Put
in the
that under there,
box?
right? Raises it up a little bit. Now, I'm going to do something else. Yes, I am. I'm going to take some Jenga blocks. Alright? And we're going to put those under the front of the box. Why? I'm glad you asked that. I want it to raise it up at a slight angle. It makes an easier angle to photograph, and it means I can kind of get down, right? Down. A little bit of blue tack. Right, so far, what have we spent? We've spent only the photograph, right? And that's basically all you're going to spend. I'm going to put a little blue tack on here. And make sure you've got a place for him to stand. Perfection. Okay, so we can see what we're doing. Excuse me. Right. Little fella goes on there. Just like that. Having that slightly tipped angle, right? Now, I can do this in the morning in like 5 minutes. I can do it much faster when I'm not talking to you people. Right? That little angle is not 100% necessary, but it is kind of necessary, right? It's really, really helpful, right? Again, this is just my way of doing things. You've seen my photographs, so you know what the quality is like and what it comes out for. Now, when I'm doing whip photographs, I always use iPhone, right? It's really quick. I do them before I do that. I actually take them before I go to work. Then when I've got a free class at work, I just quickly throw them in through Instagram after, right? Phone is brilliant, right? It takes fine photographs. Let's do a little tester here, all right? So I've done nothing so far. I haven't even changed my lights. I do need to bring the lights down a little bit. Right? Keep your lights equal, right? Like that. Let's take a little quickie. I normally take square because Instagram likes square. And shrink. All right, let's see how that came out, right? Or quick. I think you should be able to see. Focus, you prick of a thing, right? That's fuck you, water. Focus. Right, it's a bit blown because. Okay, so that's camera. Camera is fine. Already it looks. Maybe it'll go better on this one. Nah, fuck it, whatever. You get my point, right? Not using the phone today because these are final photographs. These are final photographs. I use the iPad. Okay. And again, so you're not looking at my arse. Looking at my arse. I know when you look at my arse. All right, so. First of all, now, don't go freaking click happy, all right? We do not need a gazillion photographs, okay? When I do the collages normally have, well, there's 2 spaces for that. 2, 4, wait, no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 8, but 2 of those spaces I use, one for a symbol and one for a title. So 6, I like to have like 6 photographs. 6 or 7 is a good number, right? Different kind of angles and all the rest of it. Don't keep clicking. If you take a photograph and it looks like shit, delete it immediately. Otherwise you have a redonkulous number of things and you're trying to pick, then you gotta try and pick through them. You're like, oh, this one or that one, this one or that one. No. Delete as you go along, all right? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Bugs, hello mate, how you doing, pal? So, this is where we are so far. I can't hear anything because my headphones are out. So if a raid or something comes in, please do make sure I see it. Right, so we're just going to use, right, here's my iPad. We're going to use just the normal camera. You don't need any of the fancy apps. Normal camera, all right? Dead simple. It has a zoom on it. And shut the hell up, douche. Right, so really simple. Now I can get close enough. There's no zoom at the minute, so I'm not going to use the zoom at all. You get a better quality photo. But it seems a little bit too light. Not a problem because focus your asshat. We can bring that down a little bit. And take the photograph, asshole. What did I say about production value? It's gone down the carpet. There we go. Okay, so first photograph. There you can see. Okay. Yeah, I will really not miss that at all, general. Okay. So there's our first photograph. Again, it's getting blown out by the camera and the lighting in here, but trust me, it's pretty damn good. All right. And then I'm going to take off my normal glasses. I've got a tint on them, which is like dumb to take photographs when you're wearing them. So I'm having a little look and I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty okay. Colors a little off, so that'll be, I can do that in post-production. But first photograph taken, dead bloody simple. And we've got first photograph. Right, so I'll take another couple of photographs. I'm going to delete that one. And this is the only time I'm really, yeah, just I know, right, first, yeah. The backdrops, yes, Zinfunkel, the backdrops come from, let's wait till later on. I'll tell you the name of it now, but I'll bring you to the website later on. Fuck, I've lost my box, there it is. The website, the company's called Hangar 18, right, Hangar 18. We will have a look, we're gonna have a look at a couple of things later on, show you where to get stuff and where to download stuff. All my photo software is 100% free, and it is legal. No, really, it is legal. I'm not taking the piss. It's totally free software. All right. Don't need to go out and spend shit tons of money on Adobe Photoshop for just doing photographs of your minis. Honestly, I don't. And the photographs I get, not blowing my own horn. Mine come out really, really well. I'm really, really happy with them, and I get compliments about them all the time. And I'm just using 2 bits of free software. So it's up to you. Right, let's get our first one. Let me go again. So it's gonna make sure I'm focused. Just touch the screen. It's a little bit bright for me, so I'm gonna just tickle. And boom. Fill the viewfinder. Alright, have a look here again. See that? I've got a little bit of space above, okay, above, below, left and right, right? Fill the viewfinder, okay? This is not a good photograph. I know, like that is not a good photograph, right? The mini's lost, alright? The mini is really lost in that. And then you've got to zoom in later on, and when you zoom in, you lose detailing, right? So don't do that, right? Fill the viewfinder. Delete that. Okay, so we want to get 6, 7 is a good number. You should really be able to get every angle that you want, plus a couple of like specialist spots. Okay, for example, I want his face. I want the face in his chest. Right now, this time I will have to zoom in. Right, but we're not going to have to zoom in too much because I've got this nice and close. Right. Give it a touch. Right, see that? I know this light's a little. There we go. Okay. Use the reflections, production value in the arcs. Right. There, you see what I'm doing. Good. This is working better than I thought it. I want a nice close up. Now I haven't zoomed terribly, and I need just to get it focusy. My language. Darken it down. Always keep an eye on your mini in real life as well. Right, and we'll come to why that later on is. It takes a minute to get that feature. And again, if I miss anything, Januine, please channel me. There we go. Okay, that one is good. Now I check the photograph each time. Sometimes you need to get a little shake. Yeah, that's bang on. Okay, you just want to check each time. So let's get a nice angle from the side. All right, zoom out. Nice side angle. Again, I need to tone this down a bit. It's nicely framed. Right, and just go around the model. Turn it slowly. Turn it nice and slowly, and keep an eye on it. Like, I just noticed I want one of that shoulder pad, actually. That's a nice little shot. So I'm going to do a collage as well. Blown out, of course, because the lights levels work. I can darken that down. Bastard. Or son. Adams. Right. Holding that steady. So, okay, so that last one was fine. I'll just delete the others. I'm deleting as I go along. Anything that's no use, get out. Right? Saves me time. later on having to decide between photographs. Okay, right, so let's turn them a little bit more. Get my light back in. There we go. So turn, and we want to get this beautiful bit of tattooing work that I did here. Harlequin. At first, it really depends. Like, what are you finding frustrating? Getting the right angle? I have no harlequins at the minute. They're all packed, but I could show you one. What are you finding frustrating? Getting the angles right or getting the lighting right? Again, if you've any, of course, guys, if you've any big questions about something like now or later on, please, as always, feel free to bribe me. I mean, PM me, okay? Again, my lighting right. Doing the lighting now just makes things a lot easier rather than having to do it in post-production. That's my photo, bang on, super dicks. Right, the lighting is blowing. I'm losing a little saturation here. Now that's absolutely fine because it's very fixable in what we're going to do later on. Game Monster 7 117. Thanks for that raid, matey. Welcome along. We're doing a little bit of photography of the minis at the minute, of our minis today rather than painting. We will be getting into painting later on. Dan is in the zone. I tell thee, General. We're just showing about doing photographs for minis for the first part of our stream today. So I've had folk asking me about it. So for first, you're finding the angles hard, right? There's no exam. No, there's no exam. You're finding angles hard. Okay. In that case, when you're doing them, one, low down angles are great, right? You can see how I have the eye. That's why I tilted that box, right? So I can get these nice low angles. Also, when you shoot at this low to high angle like that, you make the mini look more imposing, okay? You make it a lot more imposing, right? It looks taller. You just get this lovely kind of, for something like the Mountain Man, these kind of angles I'm coming in at do make them look very imposing. As for backdrop on your Harlequins, it really depends what color your Harlequins are. If they're very light, like mine are like light white. Mine are what whites, grays, light blues, and reds, right? You want to go for a darker one. And if your Harlequins are very, very dark, like if you want for that one that's got black and red and blue mottling, go for a kind of a grey, right? Don't go white. I really don't like white backdrops. I'm not a fan of them at all, right? But go for a lighter one. And again, you can spotlight the mini with the lighting. The backdrop is there just to kind of frame it in a sense, to give it some sort of, not context, but just to give it something to stand against. Photographing minis on your desk or, on a table or something like that when you've got clutter all around the place is a serious fail-fish, right? Nothing will turn people off quicker than when they're like looking at a mini and their eyes are very often will do not what you tell them to do, what they want to. Right? Your eyes kind of looking at other shit on the desk, and you're missing the impact of the mini, right? The viewer will miss the impact is my main kind of point there. Right, let's have a little juicy. There's a reflection happening here, see if we can get that, because there's a slightly. Not bad. I doubt I'll use this angle, but we'll snap it anyway. All right, we'll snap it anyway. Okay, let's keep turning slowly. Let's get one. That one. Again. And again, light. I'm keeping an eye on the mini to make sure my light values are right. And there's a little bit of saturation left. I'm going to pump up the saturation okay. So at this point, sweet angle here. Sweet angle. Move it down, no worries. I can't hear anything. So it's up to you. I'm relying on you guys. Mine are green, red, and yellow. Let me just look at my club here. Green, red, and yellow. You want to? depending on the brightness of those colors, I'd shoot against the black. I wouldn't shoot against brown like I'm doing. You saw the other background I was using, and that might be a little bit fussy perhaps, but I would definitely go for. You could go for a bluish background, right? Because that is the opposite of what you have. I probably wouldn't unless it was like a slate grey, you know, which has a little bit of blue in it. I would go for a dark, not a full black, but a dark slate grey color if you can. And again, you can get all these colors just as, you know, paper. I'm a little quiet. Really? I've never had that sound to me before. Ooh, our messes. Yeah, you can get any of these papers in an art store. You know, you go in and get, and you don't need to get like a huge sheet of A1 or A2. A5, these ones I'm using at the minute, these are A5. A5 is plenty for a normal mini. You're gonna be photographing nights. Yeah, you're gonna need something like an A3. No, not A5, sorry. This is A3. Yeah, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. This is A3. So if you're doing a night, you probably want a bigger one for like an A2. But for your Harlequins, you at a pinch you could use A4, but it gives you very little area to surround, you know what I mean? And when you go from a different angle, you'll find the edging is hitting you. So I would go for A3. A3 is a good size. Raid run, no worries at all, Game Monster. Thanks a million for that raid, matey. Get yourself some snoozage. Hopefully see you back. We'll be back on in 12 hours anyway. No, we won't. A bit more than that, 15 hours or something like that. But thanks a million for dropping by, Game Monster. Mucho apreciado. Hey, Capo Crypto, how you doing, matey? Okay, so no, I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna get this angle here. I like this angle. This is a nice, a Hamlet angle. A bit of a Hamlet angle. You know, because that's what Hamlet sounded. I don't know. He's Danish. I don't know any Danes. I do actually. I'm babbling. Wanted to focus out into a mini. Bingo. Now, it is worthwhile saying here. Now, if you have a look, that's come out really quite well. The iPad has a fairly decent depth of field, right? Fairly decent. Duke, I missed one there. Who's that? I was going to follow, but it didn't come up on my. Duke, thank you very much for that follow. I don't know why it didn't come up in the stream that thing. Alasper, it is really, isn't it? Alasper survivors, you're all fucking dead. What I'm using as a background for taking pictures. Amberdawn, I'm using some backdrops from Hangar 18. We will go and have a look at these websites once I've got the photographs done. I'll be showing you some where I got these from, right? They're a good crowd, actually. They make a nice product. They do make a nice product. It's a little thinner than I thought it was going to be. You can see here by the kind of material coming off, because I use this as a for painting on. They're made of material. I was hoping they were going to be like a mouse pad. But they're not. But they're still very, and you keep them in the roll, the tube, and they're absolutely fine. We'll definitely, you can see there, Hangar 18. And we'll definitely have a look at their website later on. Okay, so how many photographs? Let's see how many photographs I've got now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I got that. Oh yeah. I got about 8 here now. Let's see, is there any kind of detailing I'd like to get? Right, this is our next thing. I want to get some like kind of specialist shots, kind of odder angles. So if I can, let's see if I can get one really looking up like this. All right, let's see how this looks. And again, photographs cost you nothing. Hey baby cakes. Photographs cost you nothing. I'm going to restart my lighting here a little bit because I want to show some of the bloodied, the inside of his cloak, which is all got that blood. So I'm going for a really looking up his skirt angle. Yo, but what's that thing you have over here about people taking photographs up skirts? Mokpo or something? That thing is a big problem over here at the minute. People take... Mulka? Mulka. But we're doing a mulka here. Alright, looking up the body's skirt. Don't do that, it's fucking disgusting in photo. But it's fine when it's a mini because he's a monster. Okay, that is a nice, this is going to be a good dramatic shot. These shots looking up like that, or sometimes looking down, give you a little bit of dynamism to your photograph. Makes it a little bit more exciting. And again, not like the old days when you had to take the camera roll to the chemists. Man, I used to hate that. you know, you're waiting to get your photographs back and you're all excited and you get it back and there's like a sticker on 10 of them kind of going, you know, out of focus or shit or whatever. Drive me nuts. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 more. I want to get something looking nice. I'm going to use a little zoom here. Not much. The more you zoom, worse the quality. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. Oh, these are horrific. I want to catch that little bit of non-metal metallic I did as well. Go down a little bit. Go. And pickle. Pickle moved, I think so. And checking. It's okay. I'm gonna take that again. Not perfect. You hear that? Alright, so let's get one more. And sorry if I'm missing any questions, guys. Just chun-li me if you need to. Or DM me anytime as ever, guys. You know that. An open invite. Sky, shut up, you're making me giggle. Okay, let's check. Yeah. That one, there we go. Okay, I've got enough photographs now. Alright, so sorry, on time is it good. I have enough photographs now. What do we do next? Get these damn lights. I have enough. Oh, actually, I forgot to get a top down. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get one more top down. What about that? Just for a different angle. I will process all of these, but for the collage, I won't use them all. So let's get a top down snap. So that's quite good. Let's turn them slightly. And again, feel free, like when you're holding the camera, looking through the viewfinder, to turn it as you go, very, very slightly. And you'll suddenly get that perfect little angle. Like this. Ooh, faster. Floating down. Nice. Okay. I double shot if I feel I am. Okay. I think we can call that. No other angles I really need or want. Okay, so we've got our photographs. What next? Put the mini away. All right, tidy up time. Shit, that was dumb. It's not my brushes over. Okay, so first thing first, take care of your investment. All right, take care of your investment. Get these straight. Plastic card doesn't really fucking matter. But where's the roll? Oh, there you are. All right. But take good care of your backdrops. They're not cheap. They are, without a doubt, an investment. Don't forget, you can always actually say it's that thing, tax deductible or some pish like that. Take good care of them. So immediately, the first thing I'm going to do is put those back into their protective tube. Okay. Casually Twitch. Hey, how you doing? The summer is feffing awful. Absolutely horrid. I'm sweatier than Satan's left testicle. Just gank over here at the minute. Alright, so our tidy up done. Now, which means we don't need this anymore. What am I going to do? Let's just jump over to that screen there. Okay, actually I need to go into studio mode. Now, with that done, what am we going to do next? Right, no problem. What we're going to do next is, how do we get these photographs onto the computer? Alright, now, this is the easiest way. However, what we're gonna do is, right? What we're gonna do is, we use Facebook Messenger. This is how I get them from iPad to PC, very, very fucking quickly, right? We use Facebook, right? Good old Facebook, and we find somebody in our Facebook. In this case, I'm going to use my wife, right? So we go to our Facebook, and we send them every single photograph, just like this. Okay. Use your other half, use a good friend, make sure they're a very good friend, because you're doing it a lot of the time. you get shouted at, which is going to happen any minute, I'm quite sure. Okay, so.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
You send a lot of pictures on my Facebook Messenger all the time. Bloody hell.
I love you.
I know you love me. Don't send me that.
Yes, darling. Yeah, Amber, you could do that as well. You could do the email as well. I find it just easier to use Facebook Messenger, especially when I'm wanting to bring up my phone and that, right? So that's the way I normally do it. You could email them to yourself, or works just as well. I do it generally with Facebook Messenger, because once we've got that done, the iPad is now finished. Right? The iPad's now finished. We don't need that anymore. Okay. So. I know. Oh, hello, Poppet. Hello. So yeah, hands on hips. Yeah, you can use Google Drive. There's loads of different ways first. I use the quickest, easiest way for me, which is Facebook Messenger, Mrs. Jan. So that's how we get them over our computer. There's a load of different things. You can throw them up onto fucking Google Drive, the cloud, the cloud, whatever. It doesn't make a difference as long as you can get them off the device onto the computer super bloody quickly. No, I actually do it all the time, Amber Dawn. I send to a couple of people. I don't always send them to Mrs. Jan. There's a few other poor fucking saps, Pixie Luke, who get sent photographs like that, basically photo dumping on them. Oh yes, well we actually have some nice chocolate in there at the minute. Okay, so I can get my headphones back on. Right, so we now have them on Facebook. Let me just get this stuff sorted out here. And okay, so then what do I do? What we're gonna do is now I gotta just get rid of everything off here. Right, so let me just transition over. To make things quick and easy, I normally just do give me a new folder, right? So we're just gonna have a new folder and we just call it dump. All right, I have a different folder I use, but it's in a weird place. So photo dump, just like that. What the hell? Right, and we're in here. Okay. I don't know why that's transitioning. I pressed some wrong key. So we're in here. What I want to do now is I'll go back to me because I can't really show you Facebook. So I'm going to just download all these, which Mrs. Jan so kindly allowed me to do. So just want to download these, dead quick and simple. Download. Okay. And then we have them onto our computer. Takes a wee second. Oh, sorry, I should be actually on that one. Alright, so did I just download that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, yeah. So well, Mrs. Jan thinks that the photoing is over. What I then do, once all post-production is done, I then send the photographs back through Messenger to her again, so I can then get them on my phone. Because remember, with Instagram, you cannot send photographs. Why have I not got? How many have I got there? What is them all? Go on. I just got to check. I've got all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, was that correct? Do you believe it is? I think. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Thank God. That's those now onto the computer. Next comes post-production. First of all, let's have a little word about, I don't need that anymore. This is where we get, I don't have these anymore. Oh, never mind. This is where I got the backdrops from. Finding small photo backdrops is actually more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. Hanger 18, I hate Megadeth. Where are we? Damn it. Where are you, pissant? Right, Hanger 18, photo backdrops. There we go, let's try that. There we go. Hanger 18 Miniatures is the website. So here we go, this is them. And we can have a little quick look at what they show. So here's our, this is like a large print, which I think is like A2 or A1 or something like that. But you get them in small prints. You can get a basic set. $75 for 6, right? They've got so many different ones. The concrete, I'm sorry, no, I've got concrete. Copper nugget. I bought 3 because they're not cheap, right? An A3 is $15, right? Well, okay, it's not the worst price in the world. Hey, Mottle, how you doing, buddy? It's not the worst price in the world. You know, $15, and they do last, but still, when you're gonna buy a couple, and you need to have a few, you do need to have a couple, right? Try and have like different patterning, different coloring, so you can do different, you know, different minis or different palettes on them. You know, so it's $15 a shot, plus bastarding delivery, of course. You get 3 of them, that's 45 notes, plus postage. I think it was like 60, I think getting 3 of them cost me like $60 or something like that. You know, it's a one-time, well, it should be a one-time outlay, but still, you know what I mean? It's not the cheapest thing in the world to do. So this is the website, Hanger 18. They've got a lot of different ones. That's where I got mine. There is another company. This is an A2. And again, they show you what the mini looks like when it's on it. All right. Actually, I think they've done the photography really badly on this because the background looks really washed out. However, that's just me being a bitch. However, there was a however, and I forgot what the however was. Never mind. So that's where we are so far. Our photographs are now onto our computer, right? We're gonna do post-pro. Now remember, this normally takes me a micro amount of the time that I'm taking because I'm trying to explain things, hopefully well. As I said, I use free graphic programs, right? No need for the Photoshop programs, and they cost you an arm and a leg, and you can do other, I've got 3 photo programs on my computer, right? The main one I use is this little beauty called Photos. Where's my search bar? Hey, Google, stop being an asshole. Yeah. The main one I use is called Photoscape, all right? It's free, it's really handy. It's really meant for people doing like, you know, their holiday snaps and stuff like that sort of thing, right? Let me go back to this one here, right? This is what it's really meant for. It's called Photoscape. It's totally free. It's a viewer editor. It's a combiner. You can do collages and stuff with it as well. I know I'm missing some chat here. Let me just check. What have I missed? Sorry if I am missing you guys. Let me just check my bot. Yeah. Do you know of a European supplier of the backdrops? The shipping handling charges is insane. I know, Ramadan. I just had to suck it up. I had to just suck it up, matey. I could not find. I found another company which did a Kickstarter, and they did like 3 backdrops, and they were just as expensive, and I thought they were kind of shit. I think I see them. I think Spiky Bits was promoting them at one point. I thought they were pish, to be honest with you. They had like 3 and they were expensive. You could get a clamp and stuff with them, you know, an actual stand. But I went with the Hanger 18. I looked long and hard to get small photo, you know, miniature-sized backdrops, and I ended up. I really did look hard. You can get printing companies to make them for you. And I think that's what Flick did. Flick went to a company and gave them the design and said, make that. Now his, I think, are sturdier because he got them done in neoprene, you know, with gaming mats and mouse pads are essentially made of. So I think you can get them made as well. Like a printer, you know, will be able to do it for you. I didn't have the designs myself, I didn't have time. I wanted the damn things, so I just bit the bullet and bought them off Hanger 18. But yes, if you're outside the US, you get stung with the incredibly horrible US shipping. So this is Photoscape, all right? This is the first of the 3 programs I use, and we're going to be using this one today almost exclusively, all right? It's essentially made for, you know, little things to your photographs, contrast, filters, things like that. Nothing massive, all right? But for what we're doing, and because that's why we spent a little extra time getting our color or our values correct. Our light values was the most important thing when we were taking photographing the iPad. I felt the saturation was a little bit out. I can fix that with Photoscape, not a problem. We can then make the collage with Photoscape, all right? So we're gonna be using Photoscape mostly today. Again, photoscape.org, totally free, rock on with your bad selves, all right? The next one that I use is called, why is that not, that should not be. The next one that I use is GIMP. Now there's a new GIMP out, GIMP 10 or something like that, which I need to update to. I use GIMP when I'm wanting to do more things like layers, right? When I'm wanting to put more layers. Now Photoshop or Photoscape does allow to have layers, but you can't exactly control the layers. You can just move them around and shrink them or not shrink them, enlarge them. I almost said engorge. I don't know why. I'm a pervert. So you could do things with very basic layering with Photoscape. All right, very, very basic layering. But I wanted to do proper layering, filters, drop shadows, things like that. I hit up GIMP. All right. Now there's a third program which I have downloaded recently, but I haven't really used it yet. When you're talking vectors, you're going to get things which are in an AI file. All right. Now, GIMP and Photoscape do not handle AI files. AI file is basically a proprietary file from Adobe. All right. I think AI stands for Adobe Idiots. I've no idea, right? AIs, and when you're getting stuff, I recently got all my logos redone, right? And the vector files, the original layers, are all AI. Inkscape can open AI. Now it cannot save as AI. It saves as a different one in XSF or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. XCF maybe? No, whatever, right? But it will be able to open AI files, right? If you're wanting to manipulate and save as AI, I am sorry, you need to get Adobe Illustrator. That's what the AI is actually, right? You need to get, is it EPS? Yeah, Mem knows a lot more about this. Isn't GIMP also named for a shotgun? No, it's the name for a guy in a black mask. Yeah, Mesa, how you doing, buddy? Right, so Inkscape is a bigger thing than GIMP. I haven't used it a lot recently because I haven't had time to experiment with it. It comes very recommended. It's very, very handy. It will open all files. It will not save as AI. It will save as something else, all right? If you're wanting to save as AI, I'm sorry, you must get Adobe Illustrator, as far as to best of my knowledge. Dirty Miniatures, you dirty bastard. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Right, those are the programs I use, okay? Mainly Photoscape and GIMP, okay? Inkscape I'll use more another time. Now, I need to reset my camera. My miniatures camera. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Before I do, does anyone have any questions? Okay, anyone have any questions? I hope I'm not going too fast for you. I hope I'm making sense. Some of you may disagree the way I do things. That's absolutely fine. I will not send you botulism in the mail. I promise. This is just the way I found it easiest for me to do it, with a great result and quickly. All right. We're not done yet. We've got our photographs. They're now on the computer. Next, we're going to do a little post-production, and then we're going to make our collage, and I'll show you how to put a signature as well. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I need just to reset up. Can you show how to make it? Yes, Mottle. Now, Mottle, you can make collages with GIMP, right? You can, right? However, if you want to make collages, use Photoscape. It has templates. It has ones, and you basically open it up, and it goes drop photograph here, 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 and it does it for you. We're going to do that today as well. We will be making a collage today as well with a border and a signature. Okay, I will come to that. Hey, Darth Trollin, how you doing? So that's where we are at the minute, anyways, guys. I need to just take a quick break because I need to sort my camera and bring it back over here because it's one of my webcams. And I need to get some water as well because I'm dying of thirst. If you have any questions, guys, we're not doing digital drawing yet, mate, so we're doing photographing miniatures on the quick, on the cheap, and on the sly, and on the jank. The janky. I still think that's clever. I don't fucking care if you don't. Anyway, right, listen, give me 5 minutes, guys, at maximum. I'm going to reset my camera up. I'm going to grab a quick pee and a bit of water. Mad Cat had a question. Do you worry about quality loss on Facebook? No, I do not. I've been doing this for ages. Pretty much all the photographs you've seen. Now, the photographs you take on an iPad are actually fucking huge. They're a really big file, right? They're very, very big. They're over 1,000 by 1,000 if you do it in square, right? Even more, right? So when I fire it over to Facebook, I'm going to shrink these down ever so slightly. I like to work at 1200 by 1200, right? That means I can get a full screen with no loss, essentially, right? But then on Instagram and stuff, it's going to be much, much smaller, but I still want that size possibilities, right? So if I'm using it, as an overlay, for example, just pure example, if I'm using it as an overlay, I want that 1200 by 1200. That's what I do my collages and my photographs at. The photographs that I've just sent over to Facebook will come up on will come up on Photoscape at way over, I think it's even 2,000 or something like that. It's really, really big. So I need to resize them because you end up with huge files, right? The loss, I've not noticed any loss because I'm shrinking them back down a little bit as well. So if I was blowing them up, yeah, I'm sure there'd be a loss. It wouldn't be as good quality. Again, the main point of doing these ones as well, these are not going in an art gallery. I'm not blowing them up and framing them and putting them on a wall. These are meant for social media, for a portfolio. so folk can look at your work and they can even zoom in a little bit and there shouldn't be any loss. That's our kind of main goal here, right? Hanging up a 6 foot by 6 foot print in an art gallery is not really what we're doing today. I hope that's okay. Guys, please do give me 5 minutes, don't go away. When we come back, we're gonna start post-prod, and my God, I'm never saying that again, it sounds so gimpy. We're gonna do some editing. Sound. See you in a couple of minutes, guys. I get my camera sorted out and I get myself some water. If you have any questions, hang on to them and I'll try and answer when I get back. Okay. Darth, we already did about backgrounds. Actually, I'm gonna put I'll just throw this into, oh, fucking lost it, haven't I? Let me just throw in the, what was it called? Hang right in front of, where I got my backdrops from, Darth. I'll give you guys the link just so it's in chat and you can see. Here we go. Okay. Lost my bot. There it is. Okay. Tick, 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 tick. And that's where the backdrops came from. And the other things, Photoscape and GIMP and stuff, you should be able to find just by Googling. Okay, give me 5 minutes, guys. Let me reset my camera. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, love you.
It was so damn worth to wait every second, every day, to wait for you to hold my hand. And there is so much more to say. I could kiss you for a lifetime, stay awake to watch you sleep, fell in love with your sweet smile. You're my love and you're my life.
Okay, and we're back, and I get to hear some music again. I hope the music's okay. Mottle, no, Lottle, wait. Are you downloading Photoscape? It's not in Japanese, it's in Korean, okay? Let me bring up Photoscape for you guys to see now. Sorry, I should have told you this. The download is absolutely fine, model. Now I can't find fucking Photoscape. Where the piss is it? I've got too many apps. You need to change the language. Its default is Korean as far as I know. Where the piss is it? Oh, no. Oh, it's over here. So I keep everything over on my desktop here. Let's go here and here. Okay. Right, so Photoscape. Oh, that one. I keep Photoscape just over. All my streaming stuff is kind of kept over in this corner here. So Photoscape, let's bring that up. All right, here we go. When you get it, you need to change the language, okay? It will be in Korean, okay? But just change it to English and restart and you'll be absolutely fine. Is my chat on? So this is our program Photoscape, okay? Now, first thing I need to do is go to open up dump and also go to download where everything is. And it's a fucking course. So what we're gonna do here, make sure there's nothing you guys should not see. Get! Where's that? Right, I'm just gonna get all of these out of download and pop them over into my dump. Cut. And paste. Okay, so we're just gonna move them all over here, and I hate the way it does that. View. Cut. Large. No extra large. There we go. Much easier to see. So we've got all our photographs here now. All right. What I'm gonna do here is really, really simple. Open. Now I can edit with GIMP, edit with Paint. I don't know what that is. Photoscape is my default. So we're gonna open all those bad boys up. All right. I will have one extra window for Photoscape, and I'm gonna open that up on Page. All right. You can do Combine. Combine is when you'll have columns. I don't like it, so I use Page, what they call Page. All right. You guys can't see it because it's all screwed. Ah, damn it. Let me just try and show you. You can see there. A thing called Combine, Animated GIF, that's another thing, and Page. We're using Page for our collage. Ah! Of course, I lost it. Come back here. No, that's it. Yeah, it'll then have a moment of nutterness when it opens up all those files. So I'm going to use Page. We'll come back to this in a minute. I'm going to set my size to, I want to have 1200. Right? This is for Page. We'll jump back to this in a bit. Right? Page is collage, by the way. All right, just so you know. Okay. So I have that ready any which case. First thing we need to do, minimize that. First thing we're going to do, is my chat thing still on? Hold on a second, I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, it's got lovely hurling. Change water. Okay. Now, so let's look at Photoscape. Photoscape. All right. I normally actually use a tablet with a pen when I'm doing GIMP, but with Photoscape, mouse is perfect. Mouse is absolutely perfect. James Watt live stream. Very good. Go. Right. Here's our photographs we took. Now, make sure you have your mini in front of you. This is bloody important. All right. The point is to get a true to life photograph of what you've just painted. All right. Not to arse around and make it look like something it's not. Okay. Very often I see photographs of people's minis and I'm like, that is not right. You have really photoshopped that, okay? It's up to you, of course, it's your shit, do what you want. However, I want my photographs to be as representational, and as true as possible to the mini that's in my hand, right? So, when I'm working, I keep the mini right in front of me, right? With a little bit of lighting, right? So I can look at the photograph, I can look at the mini and go, okay, the mini in front of me is slightly more blue, or the mini in front of me is less blue, or whatever. You want what's on screen to try and match what's in front of you as much as possible. Again, this is just my opinion. That's what we're doing today, all right? It's not, so his flesh cape is a little bit, how'd you get your pics again? Model, the pics from the iPad, I sent them all to my wife using Facebook Messenger, and then I downloaded them off Facebook Messenger on the PC. To take the photographs, blue tack. To take the photographs, I just used a normal iPad. How do you get your pics again? Very simple, matey. You go to wherever you download. See, they're all downloaded here. I just select I drag select the whole bloody lot, right click on one, and it says open. Now, but you will need to set Photoscape as your default, right? You need to set Photoscape as your default. The first time you need to browse, find Photoscape, click it, and it will say, do you want to set that as your default program? So you need to set Photoscape as your default. And if you want to do this, right? So for me, whenever I open a photograph, I double click on any photograph, it always opens up in Photoscape, right? It always opens up. So I just clicked open and it opened up all of them. It will go a little bit bonkers because it's opening up like 8 photographs in a minute. Hey Slade, how you doing, buddy? Right, so, yeah, you can do a control click. I just dragged the damn things. So here's our guy. Now I'm having a little look here and I'm like, well, his cloak is a little more saturated. Here's our, knickers. Hang on a second. I need to bring this so you can definitely see everything. That one. Right, I'm just going to bring this up a bit. I have actually cropped this slightly. Down here, there's a thing called brighten color. It's a little bit, it's just below resize, right? Now the resize, here's what I get. 2048, right? That's a little bit big, right? 1600 is what we're rocking, all right? So what I can do is very, very simple, all right? I need to actually close all of these, all right? I want to do my size first. What I do is I go up here, thing called batch editor, right? It's right up in the top, okay? It's right up here, the thing called batch editor, okay? So if I wanted to resize all of them, I would select all of my pics, right? Drag them over here. I would drop them all into batch editor and then I can resize them here, okay? I'm not going to do that right now because I will actually resize them all later on. It doesn't really matter when you want to. I do it afterwards, okay? But that's what we can do. I was on page. I'll keep that page there, okay? Make sure I haven't. Oh shit! I fucked up. Which one was that on? It was this one. Oh, January. Go back to editor. Is that photograph still there? Which one? It was his ass, wasn't it? Wait, 4. Yeah, it was the one from behind. Right, I gotta go and find that photograph. It was this one, I think. Yeah, so let me just bring that back in here. Make sure, I'm just checking down here that I don't have... Oh no, I haven't. Right, I've made an absolute tit of this. Production value my ass. I'm actually going to do the resizing now just so I can show you. It's easier. Because I'm not sure which one I closed when I shouldn't have. I like having them all open in front of me. Okay, so let's just get rid of those. Let's go here. Let's go to batch editor. Let's go back to our dump file. Select everything. Alright. Bring them into, drop them into Photoshop. Up here, up the top, not here. Up here. Alright. And you can see all the files are up here. We're going to select all of those files. Right? Drag and select all of them. I'm going to do this all at one time. Okay. Now the length is over here. All right. I want to resize. I'm going to make that 1600. Actually, that's a little bigger. I normally do 12. Do I want to do full 16? No, I don't. I want 12. All right. 1200. Okay. Forget the short thing. It will in together. Okay. Convert all. Alright, then it asks you where you want to save them. Okay, I'm going to go to a designated folder, desktop, dump. Okay, save as the same file name. It will this will overwrite them. It will ask you about that original format, highest quality possible. Preserve file date, don't give a shit. Okay, so they're going into dump. Apply to all files, overwrite. So I'm going to have everything is going to be 1200. Okay. And it goes ding 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 ding. Conversion complete. I hate when I see that thing. It makes me think I've fucked up. All right. Conversion is now complete. All right. I'll go back. We'll keep that for page. Let's go back to dump. These are now all 1200. They should be. There we go. 12 by 12. Okay. It's like 5 by 5, but not the same. Okay. So, and again, I'll just select and open all and wait for the thing to freak out as it opens up 11 files at the same time. Okay, hey Hapalap, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, give it a wee second, it's working. Oh, hurry up. and it'll suddenly have a connection. Let me just, yeah. Is it not? They're not opening. It takes a wee minute for it to process them all. There we go. There it goes. Diddly 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 do, and we're opening up all of them. Okay. Now, is that all I should have? Yes, they're all now down here. We can see. So let's have a look at this one first. Okay. Do we like this? Because I zoomed in. Here's the thing I was talking about. Zooming in. It's not super duper sharp. Now we can sharpen that a little bit. I have no problems with sharpening. We can try sharpening. We've got a very simple, quick sharpen tool here, right? And it tells you how much do you want to sharpen by. Doing it to a 13, it goes really like that, and it's kind of pixelated, so we don't want that. We'll undo, right? We can try sharpening about a 5. It's okay. It's not brilliant. It's not a great photograph. It's really not a great photograph. So I'm going to dump that one. I don't like it, right? It's a shit photograph. It was worth taking, but not very, very good. Delete. Goodbye. Okay. So we've got 10 photographs, right? Which is a lot. I don't normally have that many, but I was kind of like just trying to get as many angles as possible, right? Let's go. This is a nice one here, all right? Have a look. We'll go to the next one. Right. So clarity. Sharp. Do I need sharpening? I normally throw a little sharp on just for the kicks and giggles. A little sharpen, right? 4, 5, and 6 are my normals for sharpening. Nothing more. Anything more, and you start to bring up, you get noise, right? And you get too much noise. So 4, 5, and 6 is usually, midterm. And even if it doesn't need sharpening, I normally throw a 2 at it, just bits and giggles, as I say. Next thing. Let's have a look. Got our mini. Color. You've got 2 ways of doing bright and color. You can bring up this menu by clicking the arrow, right? Much, much easier. Click on bright color, like these, and you click any of the buttons, right? And it gives you a simple tool, right? Here we go. Got that? All right. So, do I want a little stronger contrast, perhaps? Okay. I'm gonna bring a little bright as well, though. All right. Balance. The bright and contrast need to be balanced all the time. If I just do contrast, you get this, right? That does not look like my mini. That's fake, right? So when you're doing bright, when you're playing with color and brights and contrast and stuff, as I say, in my mind, the main thing you're wanting to achieve here is to get a true representation of the mini in your hand. That is not a true representation of the mini in my hand, all right? So we don't do that, all right? We don't do that. Make sure preview is turned on, all right? So let me just bring that contrast back down. This is why I balance between contrast and bright. Okay, saturation, I think it is not quite right, so I'm going to bring my sat up a little. Okay, not that much. And I will fiddle with these bars until what's on my screen is closer to what is in my hand. Maybe that a 5. Have a look. I'm happy. That looks good. Preview off, preview on, okay? And it's good to flick between these two here, okay? You can see that is enriching my background as well. It makes it pop more, right? And I kind of look at that and I'm like, yep, good. The reds that I glazed in have come out nicely. Okay, I'm good with that. Hue. Yeah, you can muck around with this. It's fun sometimes to do stupid ass things. I do this for shits and giggles. This is also a fun one to do when you're wanting to look for a new palette. If you're thinking of how am I going to paint this, what colors am I going to paint this in, get a similar mini. I do this sometimes if I have time, which I generally don't, but it's a good thing to do. So by doing this, I'm like, oh, actually he looks like that if it was more of a purple skin tone I'd gone with. Brown stones, all right? And this is just farting around, okay? Screw that, all right? Doing things like this, it's good for color selection when you're thinking of other minis, okay? So let me just cancel that. I'm going to restart that. And bright color. All right, I want a little bit of contrast up. Again, always keeping my eye on the mini in front of me, so I don't ever go off the reality of it. Exposure and gamma bright, I don't muck around with it too much, and they're really, really sensitive. Like if I even bring that up, to 120, it makes a huge difference. I don't generally screw with them if I can at all avoid it. Bring my saturation and goes about 6, no, 9. Have a look at my mini. A little bit too quick. So find your sweet spot. Now what you can do here when you're doing like all these photographs and like I'm doing, save configuration. Okay, so I'm going to save this as Mountain Man. All right, and I'm going to try and spell Mountain Man correctly. Yeah, frickin' Muppet, John. Okay, so I'm just going to save this. There's Mara. That was when I did the Mara Gal, which Miyako won. So that configuration is now saved. You can do other things like deepening, which are handy, brighten. You know, again, these are. Ooh, actually, that's. Let me have a look at my mini. Looks fairly right. Deepen slightly. Again, these are just settings you can muck around with in your own time. That's. Bugger off. Right, so pretty happy with that. I think I might brought that saturation up a bit. You can of course desaturate as well if you want. My color. Okay, that's good. Let's resave that configuration. Yes, I know. Go away. Okay, so that's that one done. All right, and let's hit OK. Okay, so what I can now do is I can go through each and every one of these. Bright color, load configuration. All right, should be here. Boom, it does it for me. Okay, all right. I can tweak then, of course, as I go along. I'm going to bring everything is going to get the same for now. Okay, I can go back and tweak again later on. Now this one is. See, he has this lean to him, and I don't like it. If I want to muck with that, I can. Right, I can actually straighten him up. Right, I'm going to straighten him ever so slightly. He looks like he's falling over at the minute. Hey, Macarena. I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, hang on, let me just restart. I finished a little bit. There we go. Okay, we could do. Oh Jesus, what? Which one was that? That one. Not that. Oh dearie me, dopey bastard. Okay. As we go along, I'm just doing this to all of them first. Oh, he's there. That's with his claw. That one next. I love this photograph. I'm very happy with that. Right. Now, this is like going into more and more. I want to go into is kind of a fair bit of detail on this. You don't need to do all these mad enhancements. If you're doing something like just for Instagram, really you can just kind of look at that. You can give it a quick sharpen, have a look at the color very, very quickly. Just, okay, a little contrast and that and done. Yeah, and again, if the photograph's good enough, you don't even need to do that, right? But I do, okay, because this is like my final photographs for this guy. And I'm still not decided if he's going to be going into the Headbanger or not, possibly. I keep pressing the down one thing. Man, so let's just get all of these done. Which one was that? That one. Next, this one, the top down. Not massively keen, not sure about that photograph. Okay. And finally, this one. Okay, so what other things can we do with this? Remember, this is Photoscape, right? What else can we do with this? Other things we can do. Now this one, I zoomed in. You can see a real difference when you zoom in. All right, now I can add a little sharpen to that, try and clean it up a bit. It does to a point. What I will use this for is not going to be as a full massive photograph. I will use this on my page, all right? This will probably get used on the page in one of the smaller panels, all right? Speaking of which, let's jump back to page. Okay, now over, son of a bitch, over here on page, these are your templates, okay? You've got loads of them. Why is that not? Oh yeah, because I shut it down. Hold on. We're going to give this a 1200 as well. 1200 by 1200. Okay. Background black. Frame. I normally like to use, we'll come to frames later on. I'm just setting this up now. Okay. Right. So which one do I want? Well, I'm going to go through. There's a lot of different ones. The one I usually like to use for my big collages, which allows me to do some spot photographs as well as some bigger kind of detailed ones, is now that one. Okay, this one here. I like this one here. Okay, don't use that one. It's mine. Right. It's got one massive panel. It's got two smaller panels, and then it's got four teeny panels. All right, and you fill those with photographs. And literally, what you do is with this, you can just go and drag a photograph out of a folder, and just drop the fucker in. All right, or you can just click on it and it will bring you up your thing like that. Okay, you can delete if you don't like it. We'll come back to page later on. Okay, come back to page later on, guys. I hope you're finding this useful. Big box, little box. Anyway, I hope you guys are finding this stuff useful, and please do ask any questions you think as we go along. I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat panel. I can't see my bot at the minute because I'm Pure. Hey Boomer, how you doing? It is indeed. Hey Doc Croc. So I hope you guys are finding this useful. I've had like a fair few kind of PMs and stuff asking how I do this. This is how I do it. When you're doing it, once you get used to this program, once you get used to this kind of run, you will do it like that. It usually Insta photographs. If they're whips, they're usually raw. Like I do bugger all editing with them. Ones like where am I? Ones like on the Scooby Drive. Yeah, that one. Ones like this. Ones like this obviously take a little bit more editing. This is what I'm talking about, the page. This is a smaller one, and this is of Zaina, right? And there's my signature. I'll talk about signatures in a minute, right? This takes a little bit more obviously because I've edited and I've framed and all that jazz, okay? No. Normal, my whips generally aren't edited. I use this, oh, by the way, you guys have obviously seen, like, you know, all over the place. When I'm going live, I always put out a graphic. I just call it, a promo graphic. They're all done. The promo graphics are all done with this Photoscape. Those ones I put out. Background. So to do that, let's get a background. Okay. Open, please. You ask that, right? We get any old background, right? From the internet. Okay. 1:1 because full square is just easier when you're doing stuff for Instagram, right? So we get a background. Let's say there, that one will do nicely. All right. I'm gonna pop that in. Fanny Adams. No, where there? All right. We just pop that over. No. What the fuck? Oh, cancel. So to drop it in, photo. I did that. Right. Brings me this Scooby Drive, and let's just pick. It doesn't matter because I'm not going to actually save this. That. Alright. Okay. Resize. This is what I was meaning about layers. Alright. So you're essentially having layers here, but you're not having like as much control as you would with GIMP or Photoshop with the layers. It is just layering photograph on top of. The only thing I can really do is size and you spin me right round, baby, right round like a Alright. There. You can do that with it. That's as close to basically layering as you get now. And I've got to fix this. Balls. There, that's fine. It's wrong, but it's fine. You get the point, okay? And then frames, there's tons of them. They're all inbuilt. Let's go with that Kali. Boom. All right, and then we can layer something else, all right? Scooby Drive, Twitch, logos. All right, now I'll talk about logos later on. I've got a whole pile here, which were very kindly done by one of my awesome mods. Now, I have this one here. These are all PNGs. They're transparent backgrounds. It has to have a transparent background if you want it to look like a signature, right? Otherwise, you get like a block of white or a block of white, whatever. If I'm wanting to do a drop shadow, I must use GIMP, right? I have one already done with a drop shadow saved, okay? So that's no harm, no foul. And that's generally how I do my graphics for my stream, okay? I want to put in my tools. No, object. Text. Okay. Basically how I did today's one. Let me just show you the text again. Right, here's your text that comes up. Type in what you want. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter, right? Blah, 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 blah. Pick your... whatever it is you're wanting, your, what do you call that shit? Shit. What do you call them? The text, the thing, the text, the font. Thank you, Memnor. Wow, brain fart. Pick your text, your font, right? Opacity, whatever you want. Again, outline, shadow, and you can anchor it if you want to. And then outline text. You can change, you can fiddle around with it like this as you will. All right, that's how you put text in. Really, really simple. It does a drop shadow for you. If it's an image like this and you want to drop shadow, you will have to put this on in GIMP. I'll maybe show that another time. But I have a signature already done with a drop shadow, right? I keep it saved. It's a PNG file, right? For those of you who don't know, PNG stands for proper naughty graphic. Look it up. I fucking know what PNG. I have no idea what PNG means. At all. Don't care. GIF is graphic interface. I have no idea. I don't care. I know. PNG. Transparent background. Shut up. I know someone's gonna know this immediately. Brain font. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I know what a JPEG is. It's a JPEG. It's a graphic fucking image. G stands for graphic usually. Someone's gonna know. Proper nice graphics. Apple app to the rescue. Oh man. Portable network graphics. Thanks, Darth. Yeah, so portable network graphics. I will forget that immediately, of course. All right, so anyway, PNGs for transparent files, right? Like my signature. That's what you do. That's basically how I do my images. I can do these little graphics for my stream. Takes me about 5 minutes. I shit thee not. I have a whole pile of backgrounds, which I use, like marble and stone and metal. I have a whole pile of those in a folder. Actually, I wish it was all in one folder. They're in different folders. And I just open that with Photoscape, drop a photograph on top of it, drop my signature onto it, put in my URL for my stream, save it, throw it into Instagram, send it via Facebook Messenger to Mrs. Jan, then it goes in to Instagram, through the phone, that sort of thing. Dead easy, right? Don't want to save that, okay? So that's what we're doing with that. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing here. Okay, so what I want to do next. Well, at the minute, I'm not putting any backgrounds or stuff in here, and there's any borders or anything like that. These are just the raw files. Excuse me. Right, so looking at my mini, looking at that, I am actually very, very happy with that. Sharpen. Does it need a more sharpened? No, it did not need that. Oh, get these fucking notifications down. Oh. Right, we're happy with that. We're happy with that. Now, what I would normally do next, right, would be to put a border. Right, that's the Kali. That's a bit too much. The black, that much black against it. We can do other fun things with Photoscape as well if you so want, but I'll just use that for the minute. There are other things. You've got other things like filters, right? And we click on filter and we've got things like film effect, right? So I can click on film effect and you can see here as I just run my mouse over it, it does funny things to it. Sometimes they're handy, but they are changing what your mini really looks like. So you can click on that. Low, middle, or high. Let's go high. Let's not go high. Right. and boom, it does it like that. But my mini does not look like that, so I'm not using any filters here. We have loads of shit we can do. Region out of focus is handy, right? Region out of focus is not just about an out of focus, right? You've all these different filters here: blur, sharpen, sepia, grayscale, so on and so forth. You've got a target zone in the middle, you can make that bigger, right? And you've got a feather, right? I normally have those pretty much on maximum, right? So like that. It's not just blurring, sharpening. So if you really want to, for example, let's go to sharpen or blur. I can then focus in on his face, right? Like that. You can invert it if you want to, right? So if I just want his face to be sharp, let's bring that very, very like that. All right, bring my size down like that. Right, that's it, extreme example. Very, very handy tool again you can use. Okay, again, this is just supposed to be like a studio photograph, so this is what I'm doing with it. I'm actually just looking at this now and thinking that looking at my mini, the whatchamacallit is a little bit, the saturation is a little bit too much. Really not quite. Yeah, that's more like it. Go on a bit off. Maybe not, that's fine, Home Family, good stuff, Crocodile, good stuff. Okay, so that's what our mini now is ready. That photograph is now ready. So I have little things that I do to it. So I'm just gonna save all of these bad boys, right? Let's just say, well, I will save them. The next thing I would want to do is put my signature on it, okay? So, my border. Now, if I'm just gonna use the same border, some of the borders you can then change the size. For example, this, alright? You can do that. I'm just trying to think what border to use. I do like the black border, especially for Kingdom Death. I'm just going to use Kali one, I think. It's at its lowest setting, so that's fine. Oh, I'm actually not happy with that. That black border's not right, is it? Now, sadly, you cannot change the color of the borders. That would be very flippin' handy. Oh, that's... What do we think, guys? Let's have a look. Let's just go down through them all. Right. That's quite small, but I can make it bigger, like that. Put that at 100. This backdrop is actually the hardest one to put a border on. I do like borders. Yeah, right. That's definitely too much. LLCJ20, it is indeed, matey. How you doing? Welcome. Good afternoon. What do we think about this one, guys? I'm kind of liking that. It's Kali 9. Boring. No. Could you find the template in the way? You probably could, Madcat. You probably could. There's a lot of faffing about. Oh, let's make him Christmassy. Yeah, you could probably do so. I've never done so, nor I actually bother probably. But yeah, you could definitely. Hey, Angry Ham, how are you, matey? Okay, so if we're happy with that, now I'm not gonna. What I can do is I can just go through each one. I could use batch editor, right? But we're not going to. And I'm not doing the border just yet, nor am I doing the signature just yet, right? I'll tell you why in a minute. Give me no border because no frame. I'm gonna save all of these. Right, I'm going to save all these. Angry Ham, we were doing just about photographs and photo editing of miniatures. So, let's save these bad boys, alright? Shit, mistake. Where am I? There we go. Right, so I'm just going to final check on each one. I want to see the back of his cloak. So as I go through each one, see, there's more of a pinky flesh tone to his cloak, which isn't showing up quite as well as I'd like it. But that's okay. Okay. Alright, so let's just save all these bad boys off. I'm not closing them. Actually, no, I can close them. The reason I'm not... Oops. Yes. The reason I'm not actually putting my signature and stuff in on them just yet is because I don't want borders and signatures on them for when I'm using them in the page, right? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a page, right? Remember I told you about the page, right? So we'll just get these saved off first. And then we're going to do our page. I do like this, but I think... Again, having a look at my mini just to make sure my coloring is right. Actually, that's got the color best. Save. Right, save that one. Mind. Okay. That one, I do quite like this one. I think it might need a little bit of sharpening. Not that freaking much. Let's just give that a little tickle with the number 3. Yeah, and I want to again have a little look here. This one was taken specifically to go into one of the small panels. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Just popping up, that should not be popping. Now I'm going to tilt this slightly. We're not going to make him do dancing again. Go. Better. This needs a little more contrast and a little more saturation. Not that much. A little hue in here. No, not that. Oh. Mind that in the hue. Get off. No, 0. Let me just check my saturation. A little too. Oh. Yeah. Okay, save. Hey Von Grunk, how are you, matey? Alright. Get these last ones quickly saved up. Oh. Okay. Color is fine. Again, constantly looking at the mini in front of me to make sure that I'm not telling a lie with coloration. This needs a little bit more. I definitely. Yeah. Again, this is going to be a small. Too much. Okay. And save. Okay. Let's get rid of all of those and let's get rid of minimize that. Okay, so our page, go away Zaina. Here's our page. Right, our background actually is now going to be changed just to white. I want to start zoom out so you guys can actually see the whole thing. All right, so what we're going to start doing now here is we're going to start making our page. All right, our what's the thing? Collage. Now, where are my photographs? So up here in the top, I'm just looking for dump. Now I can't. There we go. And here's all our photographs over here. I can make these a little bit bigger if I want to, just so I can see them better. However, I keep that. Where's my glass? Where are my glasses? There we go. Okay. Right. So the big one here. This is our big one. This is our real show-off miniature. So we want to have a straightforward one like that. If you want to zoom in, you can do so. You just grab and pull. Right. Which I am actually going to do a little bit like that. Right. Now I do want to have a border on this. This is why I've not done borders or signatures yet. So I'm going to go over here to frame. You can't see it, it's underneath my face cam at the minute. I'm going to go to frame, and we pick the frames that we had before, right? We deselect everything on the thing. We'll go to frame, and what was it, Kali 9 I think was what we settled on? So we can go Kali 9, all right? Now I can change the frames at the end if I want to. It's not set in stone, all right? But I'll leave it like that for a minute. So I think we're liking that one for him. It's straightforward. Let's look at the others. Yeah, so that's kind of our main pose. A bit bigger, right? We've got some smaller ones here. So let's get for the smaller one. How about drag over? We're just dragging and dropping. That's quite good for the smaller. All right. How about that one? bits off. What else do we want? We've got the little small ones as well. Now what we can also do is, if I can find the photograph I'm bloody well looking for, and of course that one. That. Okay. Actually, I am going to have a black background now that I think of it. There's a reason for that. Okay, now into here, I don't know where the hell, it could be in resource materials. Find this, if it's still here. I have a lantern, which I use for Kingdom Death. Do I know where it is? Can I find it? No, I can't. I have to do that later on. Where else do I keep things? Most of my stuff I just find in the internet. No, I don't know where. I have it somewhere. I've got so many. I need to sort out my folders and shit at some point. Oh, that reminds me of the other thing. When you're using Photoscape, it will, when you save your photographs, it also creates a folder called Originals. So you're not losing, right? So these are all the ones that we cropped and all that, did that shit with, right? If I open up Originals, these are the original ones, which should be about before I started editing them, okay? But it is handy like that. Anyway, back to this, right? So we're making our page. For these little small panels, we're gonna put, fuck it, just as an example, we can then get a photograph zoomed in of his face like that, okay? All right, so we can do ones like there. I need something of his back because I want to see that nice tattoo. No, not that one. Drop that over it, doesn't matter. I want to see that tattoo that we spent ages doing on the flayed skin. Let's not cut his head off, that looks odd. Okay. And so on and so forth. I'm just going to fill all of these quickly. Oh, good God. Okay, I want to get a nice close-up of his chest. That wonderful chest piece. All right, take care, Fitzy. Have I any others here? I want to fill these really, really quickly so I can show you what I'm going to do next. Let's pop that one in there. And we'll get a close-up from a different angle. There we go. I'm just doing these for... Okay. Because I do want to show you about signatures as well. Okay. All right. So that's our guy ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna save this guy. All right, that's our collage. And there are collages you can see over here. There's a lot of options, right? You have different collages with more photographs, less photographs, whatever you want. Let's save that. Collage X. Okay. Size and quality. Okay, so there we go. Lovely jubbly. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is, here's our collage. Now for signatures. Signatures, if you have not done drop shadow on your signature already, we need to do that in GIMP. All right, so I'm going to edit this with GIMP. Let's bring GIMP up. All right. And here's our guy. Okay, so our collage. I've got all my layers and stuff over on the other side. Let me just push that. Okay. GIMP is now in my way. There we go. GIMP normally comes up on this monitor here. That's where I have it set. So here's GIMP, nice and simple. I want to put my logo on there. All right, so where is it? Scooby Doo's got a copy, I think. And Twitch and logos, and it's in here somewhere. What color? Let's go with a black. So plain black. Januine, only white, only where's black? God damn it, why can I not find it? I don't sign my work JanuineVision, I just sign it Januine. And I now can't find. There you are, you heathen. Okay, so this here, okay, edit with GIMP. Yeah, okay, dead simple. Okay, copy visible. You can go into layers and you can basically do this, alpha to selection, and it does that, selects all. Just copy visible, dead easy. Go back to our collage here, right? And you'll notice that our borders are now all in because I did that in Photoscape. Okay. Hey Ellie Dots, how you doing? Right, so what we want to do is edit, paste as new layer. Boom, there it is. All right. With transform tools, right? Move, crop, and so on and so forth. I know the hotkeys for them, so I just do that. Right. And of course, when they did the new GIMP, which has come out, I'm going to scale that. It's a little bit big, and like an absolute idiot, I forgot to lock it in. Okay, let's lock it. So scale that down a little bit. About that size. M for move. I just use hotkeys on this. And let's pop right where we want to put the Januine. Normally I do it down here in the corner. But with the black, not going to work. Where do I want to put it? I have to use the white one. I prefer the black. Right, again, this is just an example. Right, it's fine. Right, so we have that. Clipboard, alpha to selection. Right, dead simple. You don't actually have to do that if you don't want to, so select none. We're working on this layer here, so I go to filters, light and shadow, drop shadow. Okay. No, offsets and 2. Blur radius is a bit excessive. Right, I'm only wanting a slight drop shadow. And it's black, so I'm going to go for a light gray. Opacity, max. Allow resizing, don't you dare. And boom. Right. And that's not bad. We can see here, if I can zoom in a bit for you. Right, we've got a light shadow. I want it to be a little bit stronger. Reshow. Let's bring the blur out a little bit more. We'll do that, right? So we have a nice little drop shadow on it there. Just makes it pop out a little bit. There's other filters and stuff you can do, but I generally don't. Once that's done, we just export as there, where it came from, replace, export, right? And that's essentially it. Discard. That's actually asking me if I want to save it as an XCF. I don't. Right? XCF will just preserve the layers and stuff, but I don't really do it. So I want to go back in here. No, not back there. Done. All right, and here is basically our final collage. Done. All right. That isn't the final one I'm going to actually do. I'm not 100% sure about the borders yet. And I normally have like a little symbol in here and the title of the guy in here, like you saw with the thief. But just as an example, that's basically how the collage is done. Really simple, right? That photograph cost me all of $15. And that was, well, it didn't even, because that was just the backdrop. Everything else is just free. These are the ones that I normally do. You've seen me put up around everywhere, really. Of those. Now remember, that's a 1200 file. That can go. That can go. What you're seeing on what you were seeing on the screen there. That's at 66%. So if I bring that up to 100%, right? That's a 1200 by 1200. I can use that as a wallpaper for a large monitor with no loss of detail, no loss of thing. 1200 to 1600 is what I normally work with. 1600 when I know it's going to be something which will be totally covering an entire monitor. I go work at 1600 just to give me that little definite, not going to lose any quality. 1200 is fine. And again, the chippiest way, GIMP, Photoscape. You can do pretty much anything with them. Photoscape is such an easy program to get the hang of. There's so much more you can do with it, backlight, filters and all that jazz. One of my favorites you can muck around with is antique photos. I love mucking around doing these. You get different antiques, original, and you can, again, fuck around as you wish, doing shit like that. Always a bit of a giggle. But I really recommend everybody gets Photoscape. Like, it costs you nothing. You know what I mean? How did I drop some frames today? That's unusual. It'll cost you absolutely nothing. Just get rid of these and bring my bot back. There. So, guys, not logo. Yeah, I know. Well, Von Grunket is actually my logo as well. Look above there. My signature is my logo. I just call them logos because it's easier saying signature. But does anybody have any? Clovis' face looks so happy. I know he's got this weird maniacal grin on him. I love it. It's the Mountain Man from Kingdom Death. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I hope I was able to explain that fully and at least comprehensively of how I do my photos. We took 2 hours to do that. Usually, if I was on my own, like not streaming, I'd have that collage done in 30 minutes. From picking up the iPad to putting the final signature on it, it would take me 30 minutes at most. Depends on the mini. Did I need much editing of the color and contrast? At most, a collage will take me 30 minutes from picking up iPad to getting ready to post it to Instagram or whatever like that. It never takes me longer than that. So it is once you get the hang of it. Oh, thanks, Ellie. It's a quiet day. Oh, what's going on here? Who's this? Memnor!
Very educational.
Thank you very much, Memnor. You gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please give my sterlingly solid, delicious mod a bit of exclamation hype, please. I want to see some exclamation hypes, and let's see, can I beat the general to it? Yes, I can. Come on, you lot. Give me some exclamation hypes. Quickly. I want to see exclamation hypes from everybody. Give the love. Show the love. Show the gratitude. Thank you so much, Memnor. You star. I will actually add the signature, the PNG. I originally signed with a marker and then scanned that signature, and Memnor very kindly cleaned it up for me. But that's basically what my signature is. It is literally actually a signature which was scanned in and then cleaned up and sharpened. But I hope that, I really hope that helps people. It's as quick and easy as I can make it, but still get a really nice product that you can show, potential clients or portfolios or whatever, or just having not, you spend so much, people spend so much time painting the Mini. The Mountain Man, I spent, must have been about 15 or 16 hours on him. Why would I not want to have a really nice photograph? You know what I mean? So I don't think there's really any excuse for not having decent photographs, and not having to spend a shit ton of money getting really expensive photo programs, which you don't need. You won't use a fraction of the functions that comes with them. I'm not saying Photoshop's a bad program. It is not. It's a phenomenal program for other things. For what we're doing here, you can get by very quickly, very cheaply, and have a really nice end product. But that's just my take on it. I really hope you found that helpful, guys. I'm going to take a quick little break, guys, because I need a pee again. When I come back, painting time. Let's get some painting done. Guess what? If you have any questions about what we said today, please put them in chat or PM me. That invitation to PM me but with questions is always open. It's always open, guys. So there we have it. Jan Key photographs. All right. See you in 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going to run to the little Jan's room. Don't go away.